Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamasutra's new Spotlight series, where we highlight trends and developments from special guests in the game industry. I'm Chris Graft, editor-in-chief of Gamasutra, and I'm here with Michael Berteau, director of Facebook Audience Network EMEA. Hey, Michael.
Hey there, Chris.
Thanks for joining us in this Q&A, and we're very happy to have you virtually with us on Gamasutra. So can you start by telling us a bit more about Facebook Audience Network and what your role is there?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. It's great to be here. So I joined the business about 3 years ago, and I lead the team responsible for managing our strategic partnerships with our app and our game developers across the region. And I also oversee all of our commercial operations. And I'm very happy to tell you about Facebook Audience Network. Our mission is to build a healthy ecosystem that creates sustainable value for people, for publishers, and for advertisers. We're a mobile advertising solution that uses Facebook demand to help developers grow their business while delivering a great user experience. And to our listeners here on Gamasutra, it's really quite a simple message I want to share. You, as game developers, build great apps. We in Audience Network want to help you build a sustainable business.
It was recently announced that Facebook Audience Network will exclusively use app bidding to fill ads. What are the reasons behind migrating the platform to a bidding-only demand source?
Yeah, I'd like to start with explaining why app bidding is so important. The ad monetization landscape is going through a major transformation right now, driven in large part by real-time auctions and app bidding. The waterfall method for in-app advertising, which has long been the dominant practice, often requires businesses to spend countless hours optimizing waterfall setup and at the risk of overpaying for the ad placement. Bidding, on the other hand, which is fully automated and transparent, has created a more fair, a more open, and a more efficient ad ecosystem. Over the course of the last year, bidding has just really gained increasing momentum. More publishers, more demand sources, more mediation platforms, and the wider ad tech ecosystem are adopting bidding as their preferred approach for sustainable ad monetization. And what we're seeing as a testament to that progress, in the last year alone, the number of apps using bidding with Facebook Audience Network has increased 7-fold. In the simplest of terms, we're saying that moving to bidding can save you a bunch of time and help you make more money. I'd like to take a second to talk about why we're accelerating the migration of the platform now, to your question. We've always been focused on supporting the long-term health of the developer ecosystem, and becoming a bidding-only demand source has been a key milestone since we began testing bidding in 2017. Now, we're focused on helping to prepare publishers for the upcoming iOS 14 updates, which brings that bidding-only demand source milestone just super near, with a key date being that we'll exclusively use bidding to fill ads in iOS apps beginning in Q2 of this year. The future of ad monetization truly relies on fostering a fair and an efficient ad ecosystem where competition can thrive. As more publishers experience the financial and the operational benefits of bidding, it's a natural evolution that bidding will become the standard ad monetization practice for the industry.
So why should a publisher consider a switch to bidding? Like, what are the benefits it would have to their business?
We've been doing a lot of study into this, and we've recently put together a report called The New Era in Ad Monetization, and we'll be sure to provide the link to our listeners here. The backbone of that report is that we spoke to a number of game publishers and developers around the world to understand how app bidding is transforming their businesses. And listen, I definitely recommend reading all of the report, as it has some really interesting insights and highlights. But in short, there are 4 benefits to bidding that I'd like to talk about and that drive strong outcomes for publishers, both large and small. Number 1, the first benefit is to increase ad revenue. And if you think about it this way, when every demand source bids in an open and a fair real-time auction, you see more competition for your inventory, which means better prices for every impression. Several of the publishers we spoke to saw substantial revenue growth following bidding implementation, with between 13 and 27% uplift in average revenue per daily active user, or as we most commonly refer to this as ARPDAU. Where traditionally CPMs have been the default metric for evaluating ad network performance in a waterfall world, ARPDAU provides publishers with a holistic metric to measure the average revenue generated from each user and accurately determine bidding's impact. Number 2, the second benefit is really to help you improve operational efficiencies, save time. By removing the burden of maintaining complex waterfalls, bidding helps you free up time so that your team can focus on driving more impact in other areas of your business. A number of our gaming partners, including Tripledot, Fungi Games, Melsoft, and Game Insight, they've been able to focus more on user acquisition thanks to the time bidding has freed up for them. In our report, publishers sang the praises of reducing time spent up to 50% as a result from moving from waterfall to bidding. A third benefit is to help you access more demand with ease. Because bidding allows you to easily add more demand source, you can increase competition for your inventory with minimal effect on latency and minimal impact on operational resources. I'll give you an example. GSN Games has been able to integrate more demand without creating a large operational burden on their ad ops teams. And Rovio, they worked with 5 bidders, one of which was Audience Network, and to drive more competition for their inventory, effectively increasing ARPDAU while still keeping the player experience central. And the last one that I'm going to mention, at least on our conversation today, is I want to highlight is the opportunity to create a gateway to ads for traditional IAP publishers. So for game publishers that have historically monetized their apps using in-app purchase models, IAP, bidding can serve as an effective way to test the impact of ads. Pixel Federation, they'd previously monetized their games through IAP only before introducing ads into what we would call a hybrid IAP IAA model, and they soon saw the importance as a new revenue stream of having ads. So after hearing about the benefits of app bidding, they were keen to further optimize how they worked. And since switching to bidding, they've seen an additional uplift in ARPDAU while reducing 30% the operational time needed to manage the waterfall. That was a lot of information, but just to bring those 4 points together, technologies are improving really rapidly, and you don't want to miss out on the significant benefits by not leveraging app bidding as a key optimization tool.
Yeah, so Facebook Audience Network, it works with some of the leading publishers and developers, around the world. Now, how has app bidding been received?
Listen, it's been received in a super favorable way, both by large publishers and by small publishers. And I'll give you a few examples here. Among the top 10 largest publishers using Audience Network to monetize, the majority are actually on bidding now. Voodoo, for example, saw a 12% uplift in ARPDAU and a positive impact on reducing latency after switching to bidding. They also saved 10% time in ad ops, and the team now spends that on other areas of the business, including further optimizing ARPDAU. And this is a big one. Voodoo has since moved 100% of their inventory to bidding, showing a real understanding of the value add and the commitment to the solution. But as we were saying before, app bidding is not just a solution for a big player like a Voodoo with a dedicated monetization team. For businesses with small teams who, frankly, usually have a lot to do with far fewer resources, app bidding allows you to quickly monetize and generate the most in-app advertising from day one, with no need to adjust and optimize the position of bidding networks. And I'll give you a couple of examples here. Game publisher Lucky Cat, who's a small publisher, increased its average effective cost per 1,000 impressions, so eCPMs, by about 50% after switching to bidding. Israel-based hyper-casual studio Supersonic has seen an ongoing success with app bidding during a time of really rapid growth. They founded at the start of 2020 and partnered with us. In just 8 months, they grew to become one of the largest studios in Israel. And having used app bidding from the onset, the company has been able to maximize efficiencies across its monetization strategy, dedicating time and resources to other areas.
So how can publishers get started on this?
Sure. So as app bidding gains momentum, publishers really just need to begin to prepare their business for a system shift. We offer multiple bidding integration options to help developers adopt bidding, really in the best way that works for their business. This includes solutions for developers that manage their monetization technology in-house, as well as for those managed through one of our partner programs, which include MoPub, Google Ad Mob, Google Ad Manager, IronSource, MaxFiber, Chartboost, and TapDeck, to name a few. We have a whole section of our Facebook Audience Network website dedicated to game publishers and developers, where they can dig deeper and learn and get started with bidding. Again, we'll make sure we provide the link to our listeners here. But on the website, you'll find research reports, best practice guides, webinar recordings, videos, infographics, and just more general and more broad information on our partner program.
That sounds great. So thanks for taking the time to join us today. And best of luck, Michael.
Thanks a million, Chris. Great to be here.